Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm filming a get ready with me using nearly all new products. I'm really looking forward to it. I feel like I've not filmed a get ready with me in ages. I just wanted to try some of the new things out that I've been picking up lately. If you like get ready with me's and like when I film these, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel before you leave. And if you press that notification bell, you'll be notified every time I upload. So I'm not testing a primer today because I'm testing a sponge actually. It's one of the new products. I got this like ages ago and I've been meaning to try it out sooner. Half because my Real Technique sponge is nearly crumbling and just because I've heard such good things about it. So this is the LA Girl Pro sponge. It's like a 2-pack, and LA Girl, you may be able to see here, it's like embossed in the sponge. It has that shape of a Real Technique sponge, which I like. So I'm chatting without putting any makeup on. So I am going to use a foundation that I know, like how it wears, how it works. So it's the CYO Long Lasting Life Proof Foundation in 101. Again, not a new foundation, but not every single product is new. Most of them are, and I'm fairly proud of myself for that. But not all of us necessarily have the budget just to then go and pick something up new again just to try, you know? I'm loving a sponge more and more for foundation these days. I feel like sponges are just quick and easy in a way that, it's not that brushes aren't. I just find that this helps it melt into the skin a bit more. And I spend more time with like a brush buffing than I do like patting it in with a sponge. Honestly, I don't see like the biggest amount of difference. I would say like coverage is very similar. It looks maybe a touch more glowy, but I feel like this sponge does maybe as well. I feel like a new sponge is also very different from using a sponge you've had for a while. It's not soaking up a massive amount of product, which I actually expected. So I'm going to go in a little bit of an odd order. I am going to use liquid highlighter before I use concealer, and that's because my concealer, because I have such really bad creasing, I find that it creases so quick. I'm going to have to set it nearly immediately, whichever concealer I use. So I am going to go in with liquid highlighter first. If I end up covering some of it up, I leave a little bit on the end of my sponge and just top it up before I set everything. So for the liquid highlighter, I have like a sample size I got from Debenhams Beauty Club. Makeup Forever Ultra HD Soft Light Liquid Highlighter in champagne, golden champagne, something like that. So I'm going to swatch it on my hand so you guys can see like the colour. Like, I don't think it looks super glowy on the hand. Like, you can see it here, but there we go. It's catching the light a little bit more. But it feels like it's not going to be like glow. It feels like it's going to be something like kind of soft. The problem I have had with liquid highlighters in the past is that it lifts my foundation. Immediately my thoughts on it are, it's not looking ultra dark actually. I feel like maybe you can see it a little bit as you like look on. So for me, like when I turn it on the side, I get like a nice soft glow. Like, it looks really natural, it's not glittery. Do you know what I'm saying? It does melt into the skin really well. I don't feel like it's lifted my foundation actually. It's not altered the coverage, anything like that. So I did add a bit off camera to the areas that I normally would highlight. So the end of my nose, slightly on the bridge, a little bit above the eyebrows, and on the cupid's bow. I always go in proper, like heavy with a highlight. Next, we're going to try a new brand actually. So I've kind of almost tried one product from them before. I've used it like one time and I took the makeup off fairly quickly after. So I don't really have like a proper review on it, but this is Kiko Cosmetics. Now, I've seen stores popping up and I've heard little bits about them online. I haven't heard a huge amount. So I have the concealer. This is the lightest one they had, which was not like a colour corrector or like a whitener or whatever it was. So this is shade 2. And it's skin toned. So this is what it looks like. It might actually be a decent shade for me. It's kind of got a weird shaped applicator. I'm used to more of like a doe foot, but this is like cylindrical all the way around. And normally I'm just there wanting to like sweep it across my under eye. So this is what the shade looks like. It looks maybe like it's going to be light enough. I'm actually so pleased. I didn't expect it to be light enough. There wasn't a massive amount of shades actually when it came to it. There were like 5, 6 shades of skin tone, like, which isn't the biggest amount. I think their idea is a little bit with like concealer and stuff, you can get away with it. So I would say this is like a medium coverage concealer. You can still see my dark circles, but there ain't no concealer in the world strong enough to cover that up as far as I'm aware. It's brightened the under eye certainly, like you can totally see the difference between each under eye. I think it looks so nice so far. I mean, you can still see my wrinkle, like my under eye bags, but it doesn't look like it's settling the same way as like my Revolution concealer does actually. I'm actually like super loving this concealer. I applied like a touch more just to cover up the bag under here because I think I put a bit more under this under eye. And then the bag was like nearly covered, so it's definitely a bit more buildable. What I don't like is this freaking applicator, right? This thing, if you watch, like it spins, and I don't like that. I don't like that because I don't feel like I can get like a super precise application. So I feel like although the applicator's a bit cheap, I like the concealer. So I've got like a powder contour combination going on here. This is a Revolution Pro HD powder contour. It's the light to medium. And obviously I was going to go light to medium. The problem I often have, right, with Revolution contours in particular, not so much just Revolution but contours in general, is they're always super warm. And what drew me to this was these cool tone shades here. So I am going to dip into this one with my sponge initially and just set my under eye. Like my cheeks need a little bit of setting as well, but only a touch. But I wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on in my life as well because I thought maybe you guys might be interested. So I graduated the other day, and actually I've been in my job for a while now. I finished my degree in January. And I graduated now because that's when the next graduation ceremony was. There aren't many like much closer. September is going to be when it was, you know, everyone else was graduating, so you have to kind of wait. But it was really nice. I didn't post much on my social medias because I just wasn't feeling that. I felt like I wanted to spend a bit of time with my family. My dad came down. My parents are divorced and they get along fairly well. And I was really pleased that they managed to like spend an entire day together. There was no problems, nothing like that, and I think that's beautiful. Oh, this powder's looking good. But anyway, like it was a really nice day. I got to see some of my friends. Like a couple was like sick or not able to attend, which was so sad. Like I don't feel like I see a lot of them enough because when you're in healthcare, you're always so busy that you don't always get to see each other. So I have set under my eyes and the centre of my face just with the sponge, just because I had that excess powder left. And I don't want to put like loads and loads and loads of powder on. And I feel like when I go in with my brush, I go ham. I also like to then sweep over it actually with a brush. And if there is any excess powder on there, I get to remove it because I'm not like one that bakes. I have drier skin, I'm not a baking person. So now that we've set the face, we're going to do contour next because I've got the product out. I'm not 100% which contour I want to use. Now this one looks like immediately to me like the most ashy, but it looks so dark. I don't think I could go in with one like that. So it's going to be between these two, and honestly they look very similar. Like if I put it on the side like that, that's when you can see the difference. So I think maybe this one. Now if you guys have been with me for a while, you know I'm not like the contour queen here. Never have been, never will be. But I can kind of know what my shade should be. And I think that's kind of what matters. Like I know what I should do. Like I know I need to not blend down, I need to blend up. Like if I need to pull it from here, it needs to go up rather than down. So otherwise you're going to have like a 5 o'clock shadow, and that's not what anyone's interested in. This isn't super pigmented. I feel like I'm building it and building it, and it looks a little bit patchy. Definitely say a bit patchy, but often if I just blend, it goes away. Yeah, just a bit patchy. So my contour actually went better on the side that I did off camera. Like, this looks good for how I do contour. Like, I like the shade, like, quite a bit. But I also like to, like, veil it. So what I do is I take powder and I just take my powder brush and just go over it like that. It does help to blend it a bit more into the skin. I also do tend to like to veil after I've done my blush normally because I want to blend them together and I don't then want to go in with powder again and make a super powdery mess. I also do tend to like to veil after I've done my blush normally because I want to blend them together and I don't then want to go in with powder again and make a super powdery mess. So actually, like, I haven't really tried Max Factor before apart from that brow pencil, but I don't think that's a fair review considering I'm shocking at brow pencils. So this is the Max Factor Cream Puff Blush in Nude Mauve. So I actually like swatched this in store, like obviously not this exact one, but like this shade, and oh, it looks pretty. And normally, like, I've not been into super like pink blushes, and this isn't so pink. It has like a bit more of a neutrally base, but it doesn't look like it's going to be too dark for me. So I am just going to dip my blush brush in and go in. So I do like to take it up a little bit, but I also like to brush it upwards a bit. So take it just from like the edge of my contour and up onto the apple. That is so like, it's a bit more like neutral than I anticipated actually. Like, I knew it was like neutrally, but it's not like as bright as I'm used to, honestly. But it's added like a warm flush that looks a bit more natural than honestly what I'm normally going for. So I'm then just adding more because it looks so pretty, and that's how you end up with a clown face. Don't do that. People these days are always testing out new products, and I like that more than I like the testing weird shit videos. But I also like when people use older products that we already have in our drawers. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, use them. Utilize your older products, the products we already have. I want to know how I can get this beautiful look with an eyeshadow palette that I've already got, you know? Like, oh, that blush is beautiful. That shade is everything. And I'm excited to try a new highlighter. I'm not going to do that though until I've blended out with bronzer. I'm not going to really talk you through so much. It's what I do like every day. I'm not going to use one in that palette because I feel like they are all a little bit orange. I'm going to go into my L'Oreal Back to Bronze that I love. I find like it lasts a lot longer as well than my MUA one. So next we are going to go into highlighter, and I don't know now which one to use. I have one that like everyone must have tried at some point, you know, you've got to. This is the Goddess of Love Triple Baked Highlighter in Goddess of Love. Now I'm sure there's like Princess Cut or some other ones, but this is the actual shade Goddess of Love. And there's also this MUA Undress Your Skin Sheer Highlighter Powder. So I think I'm going to swatch one and then make a decision. So I am one of those saddos that actually like loves the packaging here. And this one's like got a bit more of like a goldeny sheen actually. Like with these, I feel like you've got to get like the first layer off before you know how it's going to look. So I have just tried to remove the top coat, but that looks more like what I'm wanting. Like, you can see how purple the other one is now in comparison. So I'm going to take my Luxe Powder Fusion brush. I'm going to dip into where I've already like swatched it and got like that top layer off. And then I'm just going to pop it down. Not the glowiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Not like super blinding. I find that perhaps maybe this is a bit more of a natural one. I am just picking up quite a bit of product, popping a little bit more down, blending it into the skin. Because you don't want like a proper streak going on the face. I feel like I need to do like the pick it up, like pick a good amount of product up and then maybe wet the brush. And then maybe apply it to this side. That's better. You've got the right order now, Jess. See, it's all trial and error. So I am really liking that. Like, I feel super glowy. I love it. And I like that you can have it natural but build it up to blinding. I feel like that suits everyone. And it also suits like the person that wants like a natural looking highlight, like if you're going to work or something like that, but you don't want to buy a second highlight for if you like want to go out and you want like to look like blinding. So I think now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my eyebrows. Now there is like no new eyebrow product, which is a shame. I wish I had a new eyebrow product to show you guys, but I don't. So I'm going to do my eyebrows off camera and I'll be right back. But whilst I was away, I also did my eyebrows with my usual Revolution brow pomade and L'Oreal Brow Plumper. So I also primed my eyes with the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. I used that as well to like just carve my brows out. and just set it then with powder. So next I think we're going to dip into eyeshadow. So I thought I would use again another Morphe X Jaclyn Hill product. So this is the Blink Boss palette. As you can see, it's got like the purple like confetti here. It's all like purple here. And those colours are just beautiful. Like normally I'm a reddy person and it has this gorgeous shade here, Sparks. But I also like the pale pinks for my lid, like Bling Bling. Honest to God, this looks like my kind of palette, to be honest. There are more glitters than I expected actually. Like there are 6 glitters and 4 mattes, and normally I would like a few more mattes than that. I think my problem is here, like I'm stuck a little bit with what shades I have to go for in like my crease, like Hush Hush is going to have to be the first colour that goes down because the others to me are a little bit too dark. Do you know what I'm saying? So these are all the shades swatched, and honestly, like I feel like these shades have come across are definitely more pigmented in the swatch than some of the others. I feel like this palette is, I keep saying this every time, but it's like one of my favourites. So this one here is Bling Bling, this is Hush Hush, this is Gem, this is Pizzazz, this is Mystic, this is Sparks, this is Glitz and Glam, this is Rockstar, this is Ballsy, and this is Berry Treasure. Now, honestly, I feel like the matte that swatched the best was Rockstar. I feel like my favourite shade is probably Bling Bling. So I'm going to take my Morphe R139, dip into Hush Hush, and then blend it out in the crease. I am going to have to use like the mirror from this palette just because otherwise I can't see. I'm half blind. This is the thing with my glasses, like I come across like I'm half blind. It's only like a -2, or is it +2 or something like that. It's long distance anyway, and it's a 2, and honestly, like the problem I have is just like if I'm looking in my mirror there, I can't see how well my eyeshadow's blended, so I then have to pop this up here. But I also find like because my camera is like obviously my camera is not like the world's best camera, so I find like it changes my colour. So if you look here, it then like messes with the white balance. So this is why I do like to pull it down, pull this like completely down again. You see it's changed again, so that you can see how the colour actually looks to me in real life. Do you know what I'm saying? I think next we're going to go into Rockstar. So I'm going to take my Morphe M433 and dip into Rockstar. Just very lightly. I don't want like a massive like pigmented thingy of colour just because of how bright Rockstar is. Like I've already taken it a bit too far up. Like it's further than I wanted it to be. Wedding wise, like even though it's like 2.5 years away, Sam and I are getting like organised with it because we've both got a lot going on. Sam's still at uni. I might be going back to uni like over the next couple of years or so. I feel like by getting stuff organised a little bit earlier, we've got more of a chance of feeling like less stressed towards the time. So we're just trying to get like organised. I can't imagine just having a year to plan this thing, considering we've found a venue now, but it's taken us like a good 6 months or so because we've been too busy to say spend a month just doing venue stuff, you know. It's taken us a while to sort this venue out. I am going to take a little bit of Sparks on the same brush, Morphe M433, and blend it out a little bit more in the crease just to bring a bit more of that like warm ready bit back. So it mixes with that purple. I'm hoping it kind of creates the vibe that I'm hoping for, you know. Sparks was also one of the colours that swatched quite well for me. Like it felt really smooth, smoother than I anticipated. But then I know like a lot of people are like super keen on their reds and stuff, and you can easily be picky with it. And I'm glad that it wasn't like a super bright red. I do not think that would have like worked for this palette. Out of all these colours, what I would go in with would normally be Glitz and Glam, sorry that's Glitz and Glam, or Bling Bling. Like those are my two like go-to, and I don't want to do that these days. I feel like that's really boring. So I'm thinking either Pizzazz or Ballsy, but I feel like Ballsy is going to work a bit better with this look. Like it's a bit more of like a purpley glitter. So I think that's what I'm going to do. honestly, I'm just going to go with my finger. I always go in with my finger with these shades. I find that's the only way to get it to come out like exactly how I like it. But then if I apply it with my finger, I always get loads of fallout, and I don't want to see, like I can see it coming all down here. And that's not the fault of like the shadow so much as it is the fault of the fact that I'm applying it with a finger. So off camera, what I also did was I took a bit more of Hush Hush and I took it on my R39 and blended a bit more around the edges. But next we're going to do like eyeliner, I think. So I do have an eyeliner that I have tried like one time before. So this is the Kiko Milano Intense Colour Long Lasting Eyeliner. So I did get this one in white because I've seen a lot of people using white eyeliner recently. And to me, white eyeliner just looks like super effective. So it's not going on top of the lid, I'm not risking it. Like it's quite a thick pencil, so it's going on the waterline. I do have to pop it down just a touch and then line the waterline. So it is fairly pigmented, you can see what I've done already. I find it like a little bit difficult to obviously talk and do this at the same time because I'm focusing on not poking myself in the eye. So that looks really nice, it brightens the eye right up. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to apply some shadow underneath as well. I either take my Morphe M433 or I do like the brush from like the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette, and I do like to like use this just to buff colour out under my eye because I like it quite like smoked. So initially I'm going to take Hush Hush and I'm just going to smoke out the entire lash line. I'm going to look up to make sure that I get it like close to the waterline. So I'm just applying it all the way around. So I decided to use the Benefit They're Real mascara because I haven't really touched it so much since I did like my comparing Benefit mascaras. I have used Bad Gal Bang Bang since. I still really like that one. I've also used Roller Lash since. I really like that one too, but I haven't used this one. So I am just going to apply this one again. I found that this one wasn't massively like curling last time or like volumizing. It just kind of coated the lashes. It doesn't do much for my lashes. They're quite straight and I like it curly, and that's the problem I'm having. So I'm not a biggest lip liner queen. We shall see how this goes. This is the Noble lip kit, and swatching it in store I absolutely loved it. So it comes with a lip liner and it comes with a liquid lipstick. And I haven't really tried liquid lipsticks by Revolution. I don't know how well they're going to last, but I feel like nude is what's going to look good with this. So I'm going to take the plastic off the lip liner and we're going to watch me try and talk, ruin my lip liner. It is going to be a good show for everyone. So I have lined my lips. I've then gone over them a little bit with a lip pencil because I find often that lipstick, when you have like a lip pencil, the lip pencil wears really well. The lipstick wears and then you have a line left, which isn't attractive. So this liquid lip, when I look at this shade, like, isn't that such a pretty like brownie nude? It's just like, it's got like a hint of like a reddy orange, and oh my god, it's gorgeous. It's just such my colour. So we're not going to talk and we're going to apply it. So I'm fully aware that this is supposed to dry down matte, but honestly it's such a gorgeous colour. It doesn't feel super drying either as of yet, and I have quite dry lips. I'm also really bad at exfoliating and moisturising them. That's one of the areas I could definitely do with working on. It's definitely going to up my lipstick game, but honestly that is such a pretty colour. Like, I'm loving it. It's got a bit more of like an orangey tone than actually goes with this eye look, to be honest. I think it counts as a new product if I open my new box of MAC Fix Plus. So that one's got like a bit of a finer mist, but it also feels like really stiff in comparison to my old bottle. So this is the finished look. I'm so happy with it. I did just highlight my inner corner and brow bone because I forgot to. So MAC Fix Plus, I already know I love it. The products I've already like used, I know I like. I find the brow pomade though, to be honest, a bit dark, but that's kind of it. It's in the shade Ebony, by the way. You'll see it all linked down below. My favourite new finds are the Bling Boss palette. I thought that blended really well for the shades that I used. Mystic swatched a bit patchy, so we shall see how that shade goes. I think it was better though than Dark Magic, definitely. I think the blush was really beautiful. I quite enjoyed the lip kit. I thought the liquid highlighter was good for like a liquid highlighter. I think if you're looking for something super glowy though, I don't think that's for you. I think you'd have to use quite a lot of product to get it there. I feel like perhaps the powder contour was a bit patchy. I really didn't like the powder contour. I thought the powder as well that it came with that I used for my under eyes was okay-ish. I would like to try the concealer without that powder actually. I thought the concealer was okay. It has creased quite a bit, but like I said, it's okay. I'm not a fan of Benefit They're Real as a mascara. I don't think it worked so well for me. The sponge was pretty good. Like, overall, I'm fairly happy with what I've got. The eye pencil I really liked. I'm generally really happy with the entire look. I'm going to go out like this tonight. It's going to be great. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really feel like I bonded more with you guys. I spent like 3 hours filming this, and like I don't take that long to do this kind of look. It's because I sat there like chatting for ages. I also got a snack. I still feel like you guys are like watching these videos, and I love like knowing that you guys maybe enjoy them and that you feel like you're bonding with me, and I feel like I'm bonding with you, and that's really lovely, which is why I love to film these videos. But that's kind of everything. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel before you leave, and if you press that notification bell, you'll be notified every time I upload. Thank you for watching.